Hello, glorious subscribers and viewers. I don't know how many subscribers I have. I think it's above 30, but 30 was a milestone I didn't think we'd reach. But thank you all for subscribing so far. Anyway, in this video today, I made a level, and it's super cool, and I think you'll enjoy it. At first, I was like, what should this level be? What should the twist in it be? So I was thinking, hey, why don't I just use my ChatGPT, which I named Wheatley, because Wheatley is a very ChatGPT name. And I go on ChatGPT and I'm like, hey, Wheatley, how can I make this level? What should it look like? And Wheatley gave me a few pictures on what I thought would make a good Geometry Dash level. So then I used those pictures to my imagination and my brain, and I connected my neurons, and I built it. The level in total took around a month to build. I am super proud of the outcome, and I think I'd show you guys a little process of me building it. Here goes nothing. So it all started with me talking to ChatGPT like this, and I was like, oh, I want to make a new Geometry Dash level with a song of Copycat. And it generated this image, and I was like, wow, that's a great image. That's exactly what I needed. And down here a little bit more, I was like, what would the outside look like? And ChatGPT created this image, and I was like, wow, nice job. And then I was like, I need some references to build this. And this was a photo I used a lot. Very useful. Thank you, ChatGPT. I needed that. And then I was like, hey, if you were a Geometry Dash cube, what would you look like? And this is what ChatGPT responded with. So here he is, Wheatley himself, the ChatGPT that gave the idea for everything. Just nestled in one of my block designs in the random part of my entire level. But I do like him being there because I think it's cute. I didn't make him like crazy, like, oh no, he's the bad guy of the story, you know? I just made it so he's like, oh, look, I'm a little guy right here. That's just peace out. Like, I'm just chilling. Sorry about the Wheatley tangent. I just felt like I needed to put him in there. Anyway, let's move on to the first block design. I wanted something like neon, techie, what, ChatGPT gave me in the first bit. I wanted it blue because, I don't know, blue is a good color for, like, beginning of level. I wanted it to look trashy and make it look like people live there, but not make it look too trashy or make it look like people live there. And in the end of my building session, it eventually looked like this. So for the second part, I wanted to make a color shift. Not something too crazy to the theme. Just like maybe if it's blue, turn it to, I don't know, purple. So that's exactly what I did. I made the background move down to make it look like you moved up, and I made it purple. After building my constructions and constructing my buildings, I finished the part. After I don't even know how long. This took forever. But I finished it nevertheless, and it ended up looking like this. I'm exhausted tonight 'cause I can't sleep. No, I can't sleep. I'll just lie awake tonight 'cause I can't sleep without you beside me. So I wanted to make this like purple thing, and I needed to fill the ceiling up because frankly, the ceiling looked bare. So I filled them up with these purple dudes, these purple strips, kind of. And I wanted to make it look like it's flowing lava, but like purple lava, I don't even know. So I made it have this effect. And oh boy, did these take up a lot of objects. This is 19 per column. So you select them all. Ooh, 500. And then, I have a couple sets of these. So that's so much. Like, that's where pretty much my entire block budget went. It was horrible, but I had to do what I had to do. On to the third part. The third part, I wanted it to look like you're going up to this flying space cube in Star Wars, and then you're gonna enter the space cube city or whatever. So I made it very like Arrow, and when I think of Arrow, I think blue because, I mean, blue is my guy, right? So I made it blue. It doesn't look great, but it's a section, and it turned out looking a little bit like this. So what you just saw there was the blue part. It's not anything special. It's fine, I guess. Wow, Apple News Spotlight. Hottest tech job pays up to 775,000. No coding required. Even though I can code, like, look at all these triggers, man. That's a lot. That's a lot of stuff right there. Anyway, the blue part, not much. Not much going on. The next part, oh, this is where it gets juicy. I spent so long working on every single one of these structures. Hold up, I can't select it. Here. I have several layers for one structure. 1, 2, 3. And then I have, the lightning thing going on. And it's a lot going on, so I would really like to show you a showcase of what this part looks like. Alright, so this red section, I'm not just gonna complain about how long it took me, even though it took me a long time, but it was pretty fun to make. I made these little area triggers, which is like a whole bunch of code per trigger to make these group IDs go up and down. See right here? These go up 1 block and these go up half a block. So I put a lot of work into those. I put those up at the ceiling and the bottom so that it doesn't feel empty. I also added these little hexagon things, which I thought were pretty neat at the time. And they just flash. And, you need some good flashing stuff when you build a good level. So it was about at this moment when I realized I haven't checked out mMoonsteRr in a while. He's my best, well, probably, I don't know. Oh my gosh, it's so loud! Boom, 0. Now you can hear me perfectly. Anyway, I was checking out mMoonsteRr because I'm like, this guy is cool. He's a great friend. He has 5 creator points. I just need to check out his most recent level. And it was a CC, which stands for Creator Contest. So I'm like, ooh, I should check this out. Alright, sorry about the clip, guys. I realized I wasn't plugged into my microphone and all my audio messed up. That's so fun. Anyway, I checked this level out, and it says, must be at least 50 seconds long. That's my level. Make any style, to be honest. So I made whatever my style is. I don't know. But if it's the requirements, if it's all these requirements, so that's really good. Except for this yellow one right here. I'm just kidding, guys. I had plenty fun making this. Anyway, I look at the prizes over here. He's already my friend in Geometry Dash, so I don't need the friend request, but I would love to be a part in a mega collab. That seems really fun. So I was like, hey, why don't I just put Made for mMoonsteRr CC on my level? So I put one right in the beginning, right over here. I put one right over at the end. So it's a mMoonsteRr Creator Contest sandwich. And then I put one in the description right there. So I definitely indicated it's for mMoonsteRr CC. Hopefully I get to be in a mega collab because a mega collab sounds like a dream to me. And finally, here's the last part of the level. No! Hold up, my mic's on. So after you build a level, you gotta get it rated. So basically, when you want a level rated, and you get a level rated, you get creator points. But getting a level rated is very hard. First, you have to go to a moderator, and then you have to ask him questions like, "Hey, can you check out my level? I've spent a long time on it, and I need help." And basically, by some lucky chance, they'll see your level and be like, "Oh, that's super cool," and then they send it for rate. And after they send it for rate, so there's rate, featured, epic, legendary, and mythic. I am aiming for a rate. Basically, when you get higher and higher tiers, you get one more creator point for that. mMoonsteRr, this guy, crazy friend of mine, he has 5, and I have 0, and I really like one. So that's basically where it's at. I'm just waiting for it to happen. It's probably not going to happen with a lot of my other levels looking cool and not getting rated, but hey, it is what it is. That's the end of this episode. Wow!